Hey, I'm Bob, been totally blind since birth, and I'm into Star Wars. So, with the holidays approaching, I figured I would do another holiday Star Warsy style video. Going to be looking at something that I've still yet to unbox. So, I got my Millennium Falcon in 1996, and what a fun addition to the old collection it was. It was that Kenner version with lights and sounds, a slight revamp of the Millennium Falcon from that original generation of Star Wars fans. It was that Falcon released in the late 70s and early 80s when each movie would hit theaters. The 90s version had lights and sounds, though. It was the same mold. So, the cockpit could seat two. There were smugglers' compartments in the main section of the ship. There was a gunner's turret. There was a boarder's ramp, or a boarding ramp, I should say, and a little Dejarik gaming table. And I really enjoyed that thing. Then folks started reading the Guide to Vehicles and Vessels, and they started pointing out things that the Millennium Falcon didn't have, but that they thought it should have. My mom and my friend Ryan, my friend Justin, and I were all reading the different features that the actual vehicle had, and we were like, man, the Falcon doesn't have Aeroheat concussion missile launchers between the forward mandibles. Okay, it doesn't have this, that, and that, and this. And I think someone pointed out that the cockpit was supposed to seat four, and it only could seat two. It was still a fantastic ship to own. I would rarely put figures in there because, I couldn't fit both Han and Chewie in the cockpit together. They were those bulky Power of the Force 2 action figures, and that Millennium Falcon was designed for the skinnier Power of the Force 1 action figures from the 70s and 80s. But I would look at the Falcon quite a lot while reading some of the EU novels abridged on audio cassette back in the day. It was still something that I cherished quite a bit. And 2008 rolled around. I missed out on a chance to get the bigger Millennium Falcon that Hasbro had churned out that year. Then 2012 flew at me, and my mom sent something all the way from Arkansas. Yes, the lady that got me into Star Wars. She sent this from a Toys R Us there, and this is that same 2008 Millennium Falcon in vintage style packaging. Box looks different, but it's the same. It's still tied in there, I'm sure, and taped in there, and the cockpit does seat four, and I believe that there are concussion missile launchers between the forward mandibles. Same ones I read about in Courtship of Princess Leia and some of the other Legends books. So that's pretty cool. She was kind of excited to figure that out too. So hopefully I'm holding this as level as I can. Lower this a little bit. Maybe you can see a bit more of the box. Raise it up a little. Yeah, this thing, it's got more space inside. I hope I was holding that level. Let me try raising this up again here. Just trying to get this thing in focus. Trying to move it back and forth. And up and down. There's an escape pod in there. More sound effects. More phrases. Well, I think this one actually has phrases, whereas the 90s version didn't. There's a med bay, from what I understand, for poor Luke. There's a blast remote so he can train. More smugglers' compartments. that little escape pod. I don't remember if that was in the Guide to Vehicles and Vessels or not. Probably a few more smugglers compartments too, but it does make sense because that's what Han and Lando used it for. And I wonder if it has that little blaster that comes out of the bottom of the ship in Empire Strikes Back when Han says she still has a few surprises left in her. So, man, I don't know what all this thing contains. I think it's got a more detailed version of the Jarek gaming table. So that'll be interesting to look at. I know there was a 2020 version of this. It had the original trilogy radar dish, and then it had the one from the sequel trilogy, but it's pretty much the same ship. They added a few more phrases spoken by Jim Cummings, who voiced Hondo Ohnaka in the Galaxy's Edge Smuggler's Run theme park ride. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully some folks manage to nab that Falcon, because this bigger Falcon is still talked about. And I hope Hasbro keeps the mold for this. Hopefully they'll give folks other chances to nab it. I can't wait to get my 2012 version open at some point and eventually get it set up. I'll be doing a review whenever I can. It'll probably be a while because I don't even know how to film something that large. But it's cool to have this thing in its little hidey hole, and it's still boxed and all that good stuff. So eventually we'll see about getting this thing opened up and reviewed. Like I said, I don't want to break this thing once I get it together, so I'm gonna wait and bide my time, I guess. So anywho, that's my Millennium Falcon centric video. I'm sure this was a holiday gift to other Star Wars fans as well. I mean, it's the ship that most of us think about when we think about Star Wars. It's like the poster boy, or the poster ship, as it were, for Star Wars. You think of Star Wars and you think of the ships. One of the first ones that comes to mind has to be the Falcon because of its design. I've never seen a ship quite like it. So I'll hear you guys in the next Star Wars related video, and happy holidays. Have a great day.